It says we are live again. Who knows? Gosh, I might actually watch the comments section on this when there aren't any comments. All right. So, as anyone can see from a previous upload today, I spoke with a Major Myers from the OFallon Police Department. And I appreciate this guy treating me like a normal any other human being. Great to see. And I'm not praising the guy for doing average, but I'm just acknowledging it. He has every opportunity in the world to be a jerk or aggressive or bully, and he doesn't. So the feeling I get from the OFallon PD is that they're not infested with a lot of typical police that you see in other departments. My experience shows that they're a bit, at least to me. And the fact that I've actually filmed in there multiple times, had a 20-minute convo with the prosecutor, gone back and forth with the court clerk, and had a friendly convo with the woman at the admin desk for the prosecutor, and went upstairs to knock on the door for their officer side, and live stream the women there at the front desk. They have been really just allowing me to do my thing. They would pass like a cop audit. They don't freak out over cameras or nothing. I'm just trying to give credit where it's due, because I try to be an influence to the cop watcher community. That, you know, I think we should treat cops how they treat us. Call me crazy. And while I fully acknowledge and understand that they participate in this unethical system, they are the boot upon which these lawyers and judges would have no power, not softening that issue. I'm just saying, look, man, they're just at a place on the totem pole that even if I win with them, nothing changes for me because they get orders from above. I have to deal with the above. So I'm just going to say I think I might have put this in a post, but I wanted to make a live stream about it. So I left that phone call. He called me back a couple hours, said, hey, I thought I sent you an email, and maybe he did, and maybe I didn't get it or whatever. This guy has done nothing to make me think or suspect that he's lying. So, okay, but I was glad to get the call. He said, oh, well, let me get your email. Let me confirm your email address. He did. Sent it again. He did. So I sent them a formal complaint. No kidding, work with AI, formal complaint and requirement that they investigate with the prosecutor's office, the judge, and is breaking the statute that's posted on the law, right? The recusal, the Mary Sunshine Law, and having me arrested for a false lie, a failure to appear when I had appeared, charging me $500, having me a pornographic image taken of a bioscanner before I could leave their prison, scheduling this all on purpose with a smile. And now he's chickened out, because as of September, that guy didn't schedule his next hearing until December, which I wasn't going to complain about, because I'm like, oh, I got this other case I can deal with. That's great for me. But December 18th, like 3 months out, he wanted nothing to do with me. And in between that, he scheduled I'm not going to be there that day. Let me give you to the female judge. Of course, she accomplished absolutely nothing but saying, yeah, that's nice. Be quiet and get out too. Identical type of person. So he's running from this, is my opinion. He's dodging it. He's not enthusiastically scheduling it and ready to go take me on. This has been going on almost a year and a half. I have all that experience with this system. They do not schedule things 3 months out. They go 5 weeks. And they give you a reason. So when he again scheduled the next hearing to be on the same day that I had another hearing with St. Charles, 2 hours before this time, and I went there, and this is all on video. And that piece of just dirty, horrible human being, court clerk that works there, he says, oh, you got to file a motion to request the adjustment or whatever. I forget what they call it. I don't care. So I did. And in that motion, I just gave it. I'm not asking you. I'm demanding. I require this in order to move forward with this case. You will give me a new court date. And I insulted them and everything. I think I have it out there for you to read. I mean, it's on the case net anyway. Nobody wants to read this shit, but I'm just talking to myself, right, in the future, really. This is all really going to pick up pace when all the charges are over and, we start compile things for the federal. So anyway, yeah, so let me get more to the point here. So Myers is a good guy so far. He might be acting. I reserve the right to make that judgment in the future, but so far he's not. So he sends me this. Mr. Pierce, regarding your request, I did some examination on your complaint. He says, as your issue with Judge Engelmeyer is procedural and not criminal, we in the police department do not have any jurisdiction over the court process. So he had guidance that said, look, take all of his complaints that he gave in this formal complaint, this criminal complaint under penalty of perjury that he filed making claims on, take all of that and lump it into, oh, he's just complaining about the judge not recusing himself, and that's a procedural issue. This is above our head. We have nothing to say on this. So it's procedural, not criminal. We're just going to use these 2 words in this 5-word phrase, is procedural and not criminal. So we in the police department do not have any jurisdiction over the court process. He used an interesting word, jurisdiction. Even if you did have jurisdiction, what would that look like? Would it be someone's opinion or a document? Just curious, right? Because they don't use jurisdiction for documents. I've found that out. So he gives me this response, and I got to understand he doesn't have a choice. It's not like his choice. You know, crap rolls downhill. He's below judges, and they are not going to do anything more than that. So I sent him something, and here's what I sent. So what about the not recusing himself in accordance with the Missouri statute posted on the wall issue? Well, let me give it to you exact. I said it in kind of a fragment is what this is called. I said, the not recusing himself in accordance with the Missouri statute posted on the wall issue, ? I said, what other statutes are considered procedural, sir? So I may know I can break those statutes and won't be arrested by police or charged by the prosecutor's office. Right? Because I'm just like, okay, tell me what's procedural and what's... oh, damn. This is embarrassing. What's procedural and not criminal? Duh. Sorry, you gotta laugh at yourself when you're getting old and your memory starts to go. What's procedural and not criminal? So I know what statutes can I break without being prosecuted, right? Like the public would love to know this, right? So I ask him that, and then I go, maybe you were referencing the fact that he either enters a not guilty plea without telling me, or allows a bench trial to proceed without a plea on the record at all. See, I'm going, were you referring to that? That isn't procedural and instead of criminal? Because he again tried to lump everything. So here I am separating out all the spaghetti strands, saying, what about this one? What about this one? What about this one? What about this one? Because he wants you to be a huge collective and not have to address these things individually, right? Obviously, this is not rocket science. So I continue. I go, maybe, I'm just being sarcastic here, right? Maybe you were referring to the fact that he will not allow me to have assistance of counsel and attempted to put me through a no jury trial, right? These are all like, hello, Bill of Rights amendments. Like, this is not supposed to be going down. I go, maybe the issue you mentioned is because he had me arrested for a quote unquote failure to appear charge when I in fact did appear at the requested 9 a.m. and could stay until 10 a.m. because of another attempted no jury trial I had to defend myself from at 1 p.m. at St. Charles County. One that he knew about and scheduled me on the same day anyway. How is someone supposed to prepare for 2 trials in one day with no plea entered, both without assistance of counsel? Right? Next question. Does the OFallon Police Department know where these rights come from? Assistance of counsel, juries when you're charged with a crime, due process, the right to enter a plea, knowing and voluntary. So I ask him, do you know where these rights come from? Do the officers value the oath they take to defend them? These are legit questions. I'm not being a simpleton here. I'm not being sarcastic or being disrespectful. You're telling me I gave you 20 fucking legit complaints this motherfucker did, and you're lumping them all and saying, oh, those are all procedural, not criminal, so we have no jurisdiction. Really? Like, the sooner the police departments find out, like, you can't give me an answer like that, I'm gonna destroy you with it. Like, if I took this personally, which I never do, it would be an insult to my intelligence. Like, what? It's so blatantly obvious what that tactic is attempting to do, and how easy it is to undo. Right? God. So I go, next question. Why are they not being defended? Of course, these are all questions he can't answer. Shoot, I should send him another email and just answer them all with the truth. Shoot, I should have ChatGPT answer them all. That's an idea. I go next statement. I go, if you need proof, I have all recordings except the one of the attempted trial because he told me he wasn't recording and he'd throw me in jail if I record. So I didn't dare to. That's a true statement. I got the creepy jeebies on that one. That was some Orwellian 1984 stuff. That guy was going to throw me in jail right there on the spot. My next sentence. So again, I ask, the public is asking and will ask, what statutes are considered procedural so we know the police won't get involved if citizens violate them? I'm putting citizens and me, whatever, on the same level playing field as a judge. He's not higher. They're not like first-class citizens and we're second. Is there equality under the law or is there not? Right? And I'm going to press on these questions. I mean, I'm not going to be a jerk to Major and be like, hey, I'm calling you, answer my questions. I'm not going to do that. But I am going to write these down and go turn them in and be like, to Major Myers. And I'll be like, here's the email I sent you. I would like the official OFallon Police Department's response to these. After all, I have filed a formal complaint of criminal conduct that is self-evident and irrefutable and in violation of posted and existing Missouri state statutes. And you're not doing anything about that. I'm sorry. Sometimes it still just gets me. So, the people want answers to these types of questions. How is the public not to conclude that there is no equality under the law? How are we not to conclude that? When judges can break it, it's posted on the wall. They have to recuse, and they don't have a choice, and they don't do it. Or they have you arrested under false charges. Filed a false charge, had me arrested under false pretenses, and everybody who aided in that arrest is guilty of being complicit. Bailiffs, the other judge, the phone calls in between, the lawyers involved who saw it go down. And I don't care if these people aren't getting caught. I don't care. I don't have the power. I don't care about any of that. I care about calling them out exactly what they are. Legalized criminals. That's all that's going on. So equality under the law is a joke. With judges being able to break statutes, there is no equality under the law. And that's just the easy proof. The obvious proof, I should say. The easy proof is just going into any courtroom and listen to me talk to them, and you'll see, they don't even allow people to talk. They don't care about the plea. They don't care about the assistance of counsel. They don't care about any of this anymore. Giving somebody a jury, they don't care. They just write whatever little local rules they want, and they override the Constitution itself. They override the Constitution itself, the Supreme Court itself, that says you can record in public because there's no expectation of privacy in public. Not in a courtroom. That's not public. Oh, no. Yeah, we call it public, but oh, no. We call it inquisitorial. This is no. This is not adversarial. This is inquisitorial. God damn. If I didn't experience exactly that today, I never have. What I went through today was 100% inquisition and not adversarial. It was, I ask the questions, you do not ask the questions of me. We will stay on my agenda, you will not wander. If you do, I can have you arrested at any point in time. I can order any one of these men, these old washed up cops who are like over 50. One of them looked like a real fucking asshole too. The other looked okay. Will put hands on me, to include taser, to include comply or die. Let's say I'm effective enough and I just, pow, that one's knocked out. Pow, that one's knocked out. Pow, that one's knocked out. Now, I could never do that. That would never, ever happen. I would never strike a police officer. That would be so stupid. I would never, that would just be counterproductive. That would be self-sabotage. I would never do that. But hypothetically, if someone else did, you think they're just going to let him go and run out the street? No, everybody's after that guy. Oh, if he gets in his car and just takes off, oh, everybody's getting in their car and taking off. It is comply or die. You don't have a choice in the matter. We will take your life over this. We will kill you over this issue so that you will be forced to appear at a time and place of our choosing. And people just glass over that. This man is threatening murder. You will come back at this time and place. If you do not, I will order a man who is mercenary paid, and the entire gang will kill you before they let you go in their efforts to drag you back here. Because we say that dog had a ball in its mouth. And we don't care how much sense it doesn't make to a jury to hear that there doesn't exist anywhere in the world a video of anybody shooting a dog that had a ball in its mouth. That means I want to play. Nobody shoots a dog with a ball in its mouth. And they just don't care. They should have at least said, oh, no, it had a Rambo knife in its mouth. I mean, I don't know. They just should have said anything other than a ball in its mouth. Oh, okay. Okay, I gotta move on. So, let's see, where are we? I continue after I say, how are we to conclude that there is any meaningful redress of grievances? Oh, I said that after, how is the public not to conclude that there is no equality under the law? How are we to conclude that there is any meaningful redress of grievances? There's not. So I continue. I got the prosecutor to admit that they used the ticket as evidence of jurisdiction. In the OFallon case, I most certainly did. My next sentences were, in parentheses, and I have this convo recorded, quotes, outstanding, thank you. Hardly anyone ever dares to give me an answer at all. Now, is that the only thing you're using regarding the element of jurisdiction, or is there anything else you're going to use or are using, question mark, close quote. At this point, he claimed he had to leave and would not answer that question while smiling because he knows we both know I can beat him and prove his claims illogical and unethical. I left a message with them to get an answer to my question. They can't answer that question, Major Myers. It's a catch-22. There is no consent of the governed. They're running legalized extortion. I will expose this and will be suing in federal court. The state of Missouri, the county, two cities over this, and I'm going to win. The hatred for judges has never been higher. I'm just talking about the public hatred for them. They've never been more insanely abusive. There is zero judicial oversight, and they know it. Your officers protect them. Your oaths mean nothing to the public if you are complicit. I continue. These times will pass. AI is coming. Accountability is unavoidable. I preserve these records so I may pursue legal justice many years from now when the power that currently protects them is no more. Please let me know how I can become familiar with every officer so I can successfully check in my weapons to be inspected for being empty and safe, so I can get on the street and draw as much local attention to the insane psychopath and sociopath the city of OFallon is hiring to be their judge. These people have no conscience, no shame, no regret, no remorse, and no apologies. They are not humans psychologically like the rest of us. Like animals, they predate without shame. And then I say, my life's mission is to smile while exposing them. When I sue and win, I'll fund my efforts. No one can stop me unless it's lethal. I will never quit. This is just letting them know, look, I'm friendly. I ain't hurting nobody. You guys are going to have to kill me. I'm not stopping. And that doesn't mean anything, and it's not tough guy talking or any of that, unless it's backed up. You have to walk the walk if you're going to talk that talk. And if you don't, you're not worth being taken seriously. So here's where I conclude. I go, I want all charges dropped. I want my $500 back. I want him fired and the female judge there too. I want mandatory training for all bailiffs regarding actions to take when judges abuse their power. I want him to publicly apologize to me in person. I want him charged with crimes and arrested. Of course, none of this will happen, so onward this ordeal goes on for us all. I look forward to working with you and your officers. They have been nothing but professional thus far, and it is my fervent hope that I get an opportunity to make the OFallon PD look great because they listen to the public and put the brakes on a judge breaking Missouri law in the open while extorting everyone over nonviolent victimless crimes. Next sentence. How does this guy's compensation break down anyway? I'd really like to get access to all public records so I can submit them to the AI Doge program that's rolling out. Respectfully, Joe Pierce. Here's my phone number. Look me up on Missouri CaseNet if you would like. Here's my first, middle, and last name.